Alright, in this video demonstration we're going to use MAC address filtering with DHCP and actually use wildcards to implement it. So what we want to do here, our mission is on server A is to make sure that anyone having NICs from the following manufacturers will not get an IP address from your DHCP server. So Intel and Realtek. Now Intel of course has a lot of different NICs and of course a lot of different OUIs associated with their NICs, and Realtek is going to be the simple one. So what we're going to do is open up the DHCP snap-in on server A, maximize the window here, go to server A, IPv4, and here we go with our filters. Again, filters determine whether or not people can gain access to an IP address from the DHCP server. We're going to go to our deny filter because we want to deny these OUIs from these specific manufacturers. So we're going to right click on new filter and we're going to specify a new one. Now we don't yet know what their OUIs are, so what we're going to do is we're going to look it up. So we're going to go to Google and we're going to do, I'm just going to do a search for OUI listing. And we see that right here is the IEEE OUI listing for the different manufacturers. So wait for that to come up here. Alright, so what we're going to do now is try to find the OUIs for Intel. And again, there's going to be a lot of them, but I'm going to do a little Control F in my browser window so I can kind of search through it. And once I press Control F, I'm going to, in this dialog box, type Intel. And again, there's a lot of them. So I'm going to find Intel in a lot of different spots here. In fact, let's just go back to the beginning. Let me close this out and Intel. Tons of different entries for Intel. I'm just going to go back to the very top of my list here. So the very first listing I found for Intel is 00166F. So what I'm going to do is go over back to my server A and put in 00-16-0F. I think that's what it was. Let's double check there. 00-16-6F. 00166F. So 6F, and then I'm going to put in an asterisk in there to say, listen, anything after that we do not want to allow. What did I do wrong here? Dash. There we go. So that worked. So I'm saying these are the first three, the OUIs, then the asterisks come in after. The next thing I want to look up is that Realtek, and there's only two of those, so we're just going to do, two entries, but only one. So 00E04C. So 00E04C. So we'll put in 00E04C dash, and then asterisk again, covering all of those. Alright, so we're saying, listen, anybody that any NIC that has the OUI that starts with these two, we're going to block. Now, to deny those from anybody who has that NIC getting an IP address from our DHCP server, not only do we have to add this in, but we also have to enable the deny filter. So we're going to right click on the deny filter and say enable. So that's our two steps that have to be done. Putting in the MAC addresses and the wildcards, and then enable that filter itself. Alright, so that satisfies this portion for the lab.